Hello, gorgeous folk. Today I'm talking about a really interesting message that I've had about what's coming up. Right? And this is by no means a fear-mongering message. However, it has a bit of fear in it. Okay? So I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So I was talking with the emissaries about where we're going to, because I don't know how you feel, but it's almost like we're in a little bit of limbo. Like, ooh, what's going to happen? There are lots of threats, lots of stuff going on, but we haven't really had anything, anything bad. I mean, really, their process is to frighten us as much as we can without actually having to roll anything out. They just threaten us, So I asked the emissaries, what's the next step for the baddies? What's the next step? And they said, well, we can read the energetic signature of what is coming. Okay, and I said, so what does that energetic signature look like? And they said, it's a and they showed me like a graph, right? And it was a very, very high peak, and then, but very short-lived, but extremely intense. And they said that's what they're intending to do, a very intense episode of fear. Something that's going to make people very fearful. Okay. The word that they used was acute, an acute peak of energetic fear. They didn't go into what it was, nor do they ever. But you can assume it's going to be a false flag. We know that, or everything they create is a false flag. Yeah. So what they said was this. They said because they're so tired, they can only maintain something for a very short space of time. It doesn't have the momentum. They can't keep it going. But so the only way that they can manage this is to get this peak, to get really let's get everybody's attention. But they said that they won't prevail. It won't work. And the reason that it won't work is because there's already a massive swathe of people who know full well that that's a load of bollocks, basically. We look and go, well, that's a load of bollocks. Okay? And so we're attuned now to false flags. We know them. We can spot them. Yeah? And so what they said was that the reason it won't prevail is because we won't enter into fear. We don't enter into fear now. That's not where we go when we see things. Oh, we can get angry and stuff like that, bastards. But we don't enter into the, oh my God. What could it be? We could guess about what it could be, but what's the point? Something. What we know is an energetic signature, that's what they're saying. But it won't prevail because there are too many people who are awakened to it. But they said the sleeping people, well, yes, of course they will go into fear. They will be hook, line and sinker believing. Okay, because they always do. Well, why would we expect any other? But that group's getting smaller and smaller, and we are getting more and more, and we are starting to say no. At the beginning we had to shut up, didn't we? I mean, it was scary, but now that we've seen what their modus operandi is, what it is, yeah. And now that they've lost tremendous credibility with the whole con/vid that happened, they've lost loads of credibility from many areas, and so they're not in a position to be able to create that fear. I mean, I remember being fearful for my family or whatever, and then you look back and think, actually, it wasn't that dangerous. It really wasn't. What was more fearful was the fear. Well, this is going to be the same. And what they mentioned, these words, they said last push. What they're desperate to do, they are desperate to wipe out the Great Awakening. They are desperate to maintain the status quo. They want the status quo. They don't want the Great Awakening to happen. And so they're trying everything possible to stop this from happening. Everything possible. But they can't stop it. They can't. Because it's a plan. And no matter how they try, they can't stop it. And so all that we've got to do, and that's why I said this isn't a fear-mongering thing. Look, the baddies do bad stuff. We've got to come to terms with that. The baddies don't do good stuff. They do bad stuff. That's what we've got to expect from them. That's what they do. That's what they're here to do. But the goodies and us, goodies, goody, goody, yum, yum. We do good stuff. And we're doing lots of good stuff. People are doing good stuff everywhere. The sense that I get as I look around, I'm seeing lots of grassroots beginnings. And remember, everything from grassroots grows, from a great oak from a tiny acorn grows. And so what I'm seeing is the beginning, as now that we moved into this Pluto in Aquarius, although it's nipping back out again, but it'll be back in again. It's like, now it's the people's turn. Now it's a time for the people to start doing stuff. And what I'm seeing happening is people aren't pushing back. People are just saying no, just ignoring that and doing their thing. It's almost, this is the power. This is what peaceful rebellion's all about. It isn't pushing and fighting, because that just feeds the animal, doesn't it? It's actually saying, no thanks. I'm doing something else. We're going to work as a community. We're going to get together. We're going to start doing all kinds of stuff together. And that's what this is about. That's where we're going to go. It's almost like that. You see, if we push against them, they can push back, can't they? They can push back, and it's a to and fro, and there's so much energy being used. But when we actually turn our back and we do something else, what they're going to push against, there's nothing to push against. And we don't need to push against anything. We just need to do our own shit, and let them get on with theirs. Taking the turning away, and this is what the emissaries have said from the beginning, turn your face away. That's what they said right at the beginning, 4 years ago, before even all of this madness started. They said, turn your face away from evil. And that's what they mean, is get on with your stuff, sort yourself out, sort out your communities, get together and turn your face away from them. And it just drains their energy. That's it. And they're drained. And let me tell you that this last push, this big push, is going to drain them dramatically. They're going to be left panting and sweating, right? And it won't work. And what happens? Every big push wakes up another swathe of people. And just to leave you with this one thought, we must welcome these events. And I don't mean, hey, yeah, that's fantastic that it's happening. No, we must be prepared for these events to happen, because these are the events that wake up people. People won't wake up unless they're uncomfortable. People won't wake up unless they lose what they've got. And so it has to happen that way, because if status quo was maintained, those people would remain asleep. Okay? So these events are not for us. Understand that. They're not for us. We've done our jankers. We've done our time. These events are for them. So understand that. And it's not our job to declare them as farces. We do our things. There's enough people. Anything that happens now, the internet is awash with proof to show that it was a load of rubbish. That's it. So it's kind of like there are so many of these digital soldiers going, calling bullshit. Then what we need to do is concentrate on us and on what we want, and turn our face away. And fuck them. Turn our face away. I love you all. I'll speak to you all later on.